Meridian. How's everyone doing out there? For our second stream of the day. It's always a morning stream on Twitch for 3 hours and then an afternoon stream on YouTube for another 3 hours of fun DFK crypto NFT excitement. Give me a moment here to adjust my microphone. All right. Hopefully that's a little bit better sound for y'all. Let's go ahead and check out YouTube here. Refresh that page. YouTube says I'm live. What do y'all think? Am I? Says I'm live. What do y'all think? Am I? It sounds like it. Alrighty, mic check is done. Chat window is open. Oh, I guess we ought to do the customary good meridian into chat. Whether that is AM or PM for you, I hope you're having a fantastic meridian. All right. Let me check something else out here real quick. All right. Let's see here. Spreadsheet. Let's take a look at that. Pull this spreadsheet over my other screen. I think I've done just about everything that we needed to do for this morning. We talked about the markets. We talked about crypto stuff. We talked about the price of Jewel and everything. I even went so far as to do all of the spreadsheet work for the main account here, Rock 808, but we did not do everything. We got sidetracked as usual, and we did not do the 808 FAM account. I guess we can do that right now while we're starting up the stream. For those of you that do not know, I have got another account set up over here called P2E Investment Fund. Freak, holla! How you doing, Freak? Welcome on in. The Play to Earn Investment Fund, we've got an account here in DeFi Kingdoms called 808 FAM. And this is an account that y'all are controlling, or guiding at least, where we can take a look at the DFK, or I'm sorry, the Darlantis Discord, and then into the DeFi Kingdoms section, there's an 808 FAM account. Up at the top of this thing, we've got we show what wallet address we're talking about right here, a little bit of information about what's going on here, where y'all get to vote on some things to do. Might include discounts on season passes. It might have chances to earn rewards and reward sharing stuff, access to special quote things. Not really sure what all that is yet. We're still working it all out. But at least one of the things that y'all are going to be able to do is you could vote to take profits and prizes whenever y'all are ready to do that. And then also, of course, it allows a possibility of y'all voting on how to guide this particular account. Should we buy gardeners? Should we recompound in a gardening pool? All that kind of stuff that most of you here in chat are already that you're already familiar with, right? Just by voting. You can always come in here and change your votes as well. So click it once to remove your vote from somewhere, click it again to add your vote back into somewhere. So I give one vote to each of the items, so I don't really vote at all. It's up to you, the viewers, to come in here and say what we do with our funds. And so we will take a look at this every day. For our daily crystal, what do y'all want to be doing with that? Looks like the most points right here is converting that into Jewel. Our daily crystal gains go to Jewel, and then that's going to go into the Jewel, S-Jewel stuff, which is what we did. We've got a new vote here, guys. I'm not sure how many of y'all looked at this. We put out this thing yesterday, so many of y'all might not have come and take a look at this since yesterday. But we have got a new little section here. So as per your votes here above, and I'm talking about these other votes up here, we took a lot of our crystal rewards and converted that into Jewel to prepare for Sea Jeweler, and now Jeweler 2.0 is out. Yay! So 350 of that Jewel has been moved into Sea Jewel as of yesterday and is earning daily rewards. But now the question is, what should we do with those daily Jewel rewards from the jeweler? And we discussed this at the end of the stream yesterday. Lots of people had options. In fact, we ended the stream not fully completing all of this list. And in fact, I didn't even have the votes set up for this as well. So I thought I would bring that to y'all's attention again. Feel free to vote for this. Bjorn given a P option there. Can I remove that reaction? We'll do that in a minute. Let's see. We can add to our existing Crystal ETH liquidity pool with the plan to keep it in this or another LP, right? So the one thing you could do is say, hey, let's just bulk up our liquidity pool. That could be a good option because it means that our gardeners will be bringing in more value, more income each time they go out and do questing. We could add to our Crystal ETH liquidity pool right now with the plan to withdraw the additional funds from Sea Jewel when the day comes for New Serendale, and then we can put it into S Jewel. But we got to do something with this jewel that we're getting on a daily basis from the jeweler. So maybe you're going to vote to put it in Crystal ETH pool for now, and then move it out when New Serendale opens. We could buy a couple more gardeners. We currently have 4, so that's going to make 6. And then we could bring in 24/7 rewards from the gardening. Also, of course, as we are gardening every day, it means that our gardeners will advance in levels and become more valuable as well. Self, Bravo Slabs, welcome on in. Hi, how are you doing? Bravo says, dude, you got blasted down yesterday. I got blasted down? Hey, Mystical Meows. Great to see you here. I got blasted down. For what, Bravo Slab? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Did I miss something? Boomfreak says, just advanced from the brink of extinction in the Fight Club tourney. You got advanced from the brink of extinction? Congratulations if that's true. If you're talking about me, then I don't know yet. I haven't looked. But if you did, then congratulations. It would be fun to go against a couple of y'all, even if it's not in the official tournament. I definitely feel that it would be fun to do some Fight Club stuff with y'all and some duels and stuff like that. Mystical Meows, how are you doing today? Let's see, option number D, or option letter D. Compound back into Sea Jewel on Crystal Veil, which means we need to keep in mind that that Crystal Veil Jeweler is locked for 3 years. So if we do recompound back, it could be good. We can always change our votes later. So you could always say, hey, let's vote for this now and recompound for a month and then do something else with it a little bit later, or change our votes and stop doing this. So that's always a possibility as well. We could save it as Jewel and plan on putting that into S Jewel Serendale, as there will be more opportunities to win a Gen0. So in this particular case, we're just saying, just keep it as Jewel and don't do anything else with it, right? Don't put it into liquidity pools, don't recompound it, don't put it into anything else. Just keep it right as Jewel. Maybe we need it more liquid so we can get right into S Jewel when it opens up. Or we could continually buy more heroes. Like every time we have enough Jewel, we could convert that into Crystal and buy another hero. Convert it to Jewel or Crystal, buy another hero. Convert it to Crystal, buy another hero. And auto quest with them, as the value of those heroes will go up over time and as they gain levels. This keeps funds fairly liquid, as we could always sell back the heroes at any time. Or we could say, let's put this into some other garden LP. We can discuss on which ones are best, like Jewel USDC, Jewel BTC, Jewel Jade. When that comes out, it's not available right now. Bravos Lab says, yeah, that tourney might get intense. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, I think. Freak says, I think we both won our potential elimination games, right? Yes. We can take a look real quick at the Bogside chat thing here. So I did win my Edge of Extinction against Crypto Kong, barely. Did y'all see the live stream yesterday when Crypto Kong was battling us? Crypto Kong also came into the chat with us, hung out a little bit. And of course was not watching us when we were actually playing, but a lot of fun there to be playing live when that particular combination was so close. Crypto Kong and I apparently play very similar to each other. We have similar heroes. It was just so close the entire time. That was crazy. Freak, where are you? Let's see. Oh, you're over here. Look at this. You're over here at the Edge of Extinction. You're on the other side of the aisle from me. And you're saying you won this one? Nice. Woohoo! Congratulations, Freak. I think that's going to push us into the chart of some kind of a bracket thing over here. But we don't necessarily know what, or maybe these numbers are where it's going to go. So can I look at this and see that I'm number 18 and you're number 29? Can we look at this and see? 18 right here. And so they've renumbered us by the time we get into this bracket list right here. They've renumbered us. 10 minutes ago. I think they're reseeding now. Woohoo! Nice. We may be battling. We could. That'll be cool. I want to see yesterday's rock. Or yesterday's match. We could watch that. Let's see where it is. Of course, it's on the YouTube stuff. And it's on yesterday's... See, this is 3 days ago, 4 days ago, 5 days ago. Oh, here it is. 22 hours ago. So let's see, somewhere way back in here, maybe. And then I got sidetracked with something. Maybe it's not quite that far. I didn't think it was this early, though. Couldn't have been this early. No. Thought it was right there near the end. I don't see anything in here about that. Or was it on the Twitch stream? Did we do the Fight Club on the morning stream on Twitch? It was just yesterday, right? Pretty sure it was. I'm not seeing that in here. It's right at the 5 o'clock hour, so these streams, that stream went a little bit long, so it's like right at perhaps the 2-hour mark. Is this it? No. I don't know where it is right now. We'll have to check that out a little bit later. Unless I've totally lost my head, which is very likely. I think it was just yesterday. And it was the afternoon stream around 4 o'clock. So it should have been about an hour after we started the stream. I'm sorry, not 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I think. Anyway, we'll look around for it a little bit later. If someone else wants to try to track that down, they can. But Bravos Labs, yes, that was a amazing fight indeed. Boom Freak says, I was away on a climb trip, holding up the computer by accident. We're rolling, or holding up the competition by accident. We're rolling now, though. Missed your game, but we'll check it out. Absolutely. It was a very close match. Definitely worth a rewatch, indeed. In fact, I plan to make an entire video about it, or just clip that one little part. TuneFed says, had a nice viewership on Twitch this morning. Yeah, we did. We had a few more people than normal on this morning stream. That's always nice to see. And a few new people also that I hadn't seen in a while from the old Sandbox days. So that's good. TuneFed's back for more Rock Alpha. Oh my goodness. I don't know how much alpha I drop, but I do have opinions, absolutely. Timestamp around 1:43 yesterday. Really? 1:43 yesterday? You found it, huh? Okay. Let me just refresh this. Maybe this is an old thing. So if we look at yesterday's stream right here, 21 hours ago, that's about right. And you're saying about 1:43. Oh yeah, here it is. That's right. There it is right there. So if you go to yesterday's stream, oops, is that really it? Ah, here it is. Yeah. So just about 1 hour and 43 minutes in, I'll drop the link into the channel for anybody who wants to watch. I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to watch too much of it right here, because it is about 20 minutes long, and there's no sense in going through it again. But there we're battling. Rock and Crypto Kong is who you're looking for right there. And it is such a close match the entire way through. I think y'all are going to love it. And I think I'm just going to pause this video right here, because I do need to clip this out and make a video of just this part right here. I think some people might enjoy it. Zelf says, spoiler alert, it's a good battle. It is. It is a good battle indeed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, y'all will definitely appreciate that, I think. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let me catch up a little bit here. We did a whole bunch of stuff in the morning as normal, but right now, before I get sidetracked yet again, as y'all know I always do, first order of business has got to be to update the spreadsheet here with this joint community account that we're trying to keep track of here, right? We all want to know how smaller accounts can do for us. So let's go ahead and check this out. The first thing that we want to do is check out the, oops, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm so much in the habit of looking at Jewel through MetaMask, but look at what they've given us here. They've given us a Jewel count right here on the left-hand sidebar now. Nice. So it means that our Jewel sitting here today is 52 to 59. So that's basically our gas money or rewards money that we could possibly have. Oh, you know what? Before we get too much into this, I'm noticing what time it is. It is 3:30. Good time for a giveaway. So let's go grab some names. All right, people, get your names in here. We've got Bravos Labs, Mystical Meows, TuneFed, Freak, Zelf, all on the list so far. I'll go ahead and grab these while we're here. And we'll pull those over to our wheel of names. Yeah, we had a big list of people this morning. All right. Anybody else? We've got Bravos Labs, Mystical Meows, TuneFed, Freak, Zelf. Final group stage match starting now. Oh, wow. The final group stage match starting now. Thanks, Freak. We definitely want to keep up with what's going on. I might have to do another battle today on stream. I'd rather do them on stream. I think it's a little bit more fun. All right. Anybody else? Last minute names getting in here? Okay, let's copy these off. Oh, let's add a rollover in here. Rollover could win as well. Oh, Nobel. Oh, man, Nobel, you just barely squeak it in. That is fine. You're here. You are just in time. You are just in time. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like 2 seconds. 2 seconds in time. I mean, I was just about to copy and paste all those names. So you just, I don't know. A Worm also, since Worm's right here as well. May as well grab Worm since we're just doing this. All right, guys. Woo, y'all barely squeaked in on time. Congratulations. Let's grab some stuff here. Paste, paste, paste. The names are now locked in for sure. No more entries once I start pasting. It's too difficult to add y'all in. Let's do a rollover plus 2 tokens, 2 additional ones. Let's do a rollover plus 3 additional ones, or no, 4 additional ones. Let's even give y'all a rollover plus 6. Make it a little bit more interesting in there. All right. Good luck, everybody. Spin that wheel. And the winner is Mystical Meows. Congratulations, Mystical Meows. Woo. Very nice. Very nice indeed. It's always nice to see people who are here quite often winning. So Mystical Meows, that gives you 2 tickets on the spreadsheet over there. You had 1 from earlier, and I forget if you got it this morning or not, but now you've got 2. Congratulations. All right. We know how to apply those winnings, so we won't spend any more time talking about that. Let's get back over here and update the spreadsheet. We're just talking about the fact that we can look at our Joule here now, rather than having to go into MetaMask. Our daily crystal value, our crystal earnings, is 9.86. I need to do something with this because actually I don't know how much. This isn't daily earnings. This is all the accumulation that we had from yesterday, along with a little bit of daily earnings. So that's not what I really want to see right here. So, I think we're going to have to chart this a little bit differently than I had been charting it. We're just going to keep it here as crystal for now. Or no, we're not, are we? We're supposed to use that for something. And we were doing votes. We were doing votes yesterday, guys. If y'all haven't voted, let me grab this link right here. Copy message link. Drop it into chat here for you. If y'all haven't voted on this last thing, this is what we're supposed to be doing with the gains from Jeweler 2.0. What should we do with those daily gains from Jeweler 2.0? And we've got a few options. We were ending the stream talking about this right at the end of yesterday. And I managed to go back and look at everyone's comments. And I think I've got all of your comments that y'all suggested put in here in a bunch of different ways. I just read these off a few minutes ago, so I don't want to read them off again right now. But you can go and look at this. If you don't understand any options, like the difference between A and B or F or something like that, then let me know and we can discuss it a little bit more. I think everything should be fairly obvious without any overlay, but there could be a little bit of redundancy in liquidity pool, and liquidity pool, possibly, you know. But it's going to be good to know what y'all want to do. And it looks like right at this very moment, most people are voting for E, which means just hold it off as Joule, right? Don't put it into a liquidity pool that then we have to take out. Don't recompound it where we're locking it up for 3 years. Don't convert it to crystal. Don't do anything else. It looks like right now a little bit more of the vote is to save it as Joule and plan to put it into S-Joule for Serendale. I don't want to influence the votes at all. We generally talk about things that my opinions. And of course, I love to hear y'all's opinions as well. But this account right here, keep in mind, this account, I want y'all to guide this account. So I don't want to have any influence directly over this. I want y'all to vote and make your moves there. So let's get back to this right here. We have got gold. Our gold is 175 and stays 175. This account, we are not doing anything to gain or spend any gold. We've still got 4 garden heroes. They're going in 2 sets of 2. So we're missing out one of those sets, right? It would be really good to have 2 gardeners to do the, 3 sets of 2 for going round the clock gardening. But remember, I'm not trying to convince y'all that that's the best thing to do, because it's possible. In fact, it's more probable, come to think of it, as we've talked, that we probably would get more benefit faster, perhaps, to put money into a liquidity pool where we can get more than just 0.12 crystal and 0.07 Joule for these gardeners. 0.13 crystal, 0.07. 0.12, 0.07. These gardeners are hardly bringing back any Joule and crystal because there's so little value in that liquidity pool right there. But if we put it into a liquidity pool, then what are we going to do about S-Jeweler and Serendale, New Serendale, when it opens, right? So again, I don't want to, I mean, all of these things are possibilities. I don't want to say that one thing is best. I do not know. I really don't know which is actually going to be best. But y'all are voting for what you want to do in the Discord. So let's see, unlocked. Let's go to the gardens, and we are getting a harvest in here. How much are we getting every day from our harvest? We're getting 2.64. This is accurate as far as a daily gain. So 2.64 is a daily gain from our gardens. I'm going to go ahead and claim that every day. I heard an interesting story yesterday, or maybe the day before, that somebody was saying that we have more funds in this little community account than they have in their own personal account. I know that's possible, but I felt that this was a small enough account that more people could relate to this, right? We don't have a ton of money in here. And I thought that this was more relatable for everybody. If we go in and we look at the jeweler, we've only got 350 jewel deposited, right? Which I don't think is a ton. We have just 57 more jewel, 12 more crystal. We've got 4 little garden heroes that are gardening. And we have got only, over here, only about $400 or so in the liquidity pool. But it sounds like some of y'all might have even smaller accounts that you're trying to manage. And I'm wondering now if we should create another account with even smaller amounts. I mean, it seems like that might not be a great thing to do for games. But I'm wondering if maybe I would want to pull out some of my own funds to have another account that we could drive. The community wouldn't be managing it necessarily, but we could use that to help show new players, or even smaller players than this, how we might manage those really small accounts. I haven't decided if that's something that we even care about yet or not. In a way, it's a little challenging to manage multiple accounts, and I'd rather not do that too much. Especially with tiny amounts that might not be as efficient. But in a way, I kind of would like to do something to show you, or maybe show more people with smaller accounts how to do things. So let's go ahead and refresh this page. While we're here, we need to record this value every day anyway. Worm says, voted. Nice. Tim, how are you doing, Tim? Welcome on in. How is your day going? What are you up to today? So it looks like this pool is sitting at $424 of value right now. Which reminds me, we sure talked about, sure spent quite a bit of nice time on impermanent loss this morning and showing some tools for that. I'm always not surprised, it's not the right word. I'm always excited, I guess, to show or describe or define impermanent loss a little bit more, because it's such a difficult topic and a lot of people don't fully understand it. All right, let's go ahead and look back here at the jeweler, and then we can collect our amount here. So in the last 24 hours, we have gained 0.695 jewel out of here. 350 C jewel right at this moment is getting us 0.695 Joule daily. If we looked at that, 695 times 30 and a half days a month, 21 Joule per month. And let's say that we bump that up to 30 cents per Joule, then you're still only talking about this account gaining just a little bit more than $6 US a month. It's not a lot. Did that transaction fail? Did I miss that? Why does it still say 695 there? Let's refresh this page. Try it again. There we go. Zeros, that's what we would expect. And we'll check it again tomorrow at around this same time. The last thing that we need to do for this account right here is look at our locked balance, 10,057. Since we don't have any miners working on this locked balance, we're going up by close to 2 crystal per day. 2 or 3 crystal per day. It depends. Somewhere right around in there. All right, and that's all that we need to record for this, except for the fact that we're ending up with 53.28 Joule and 12.5 crystal. And then let's check what y'all voted on here. Y'all are saying, what should we do with our daily Joule rewards? Y'all are voting for, it looks like E is the biggest number that I see right here. So E says, save it just as Joule and plan to put that towards S-Joule and Serendale without putting it into any liquidity pools or anything else. And I think that that is probably a pretty good thing myself if I was just going to comment on that. And the reason is because you saw that we only got 0.69 Joule for our daily Joule reward. That's hardly anything. I don't think that we would want to be splitting 0.69 Joule daily into 2 different tokens into a seed for a liquidity pool. All right? So I don't think that we would probably want to be doing that. Do we want to buy more gardeners? Do you know how long it would take to buy 2 more gardeners when we're earning 0.69 Joule per day? It's a long time. So I'm not overly, even though having extra heroes would be really good, right? I like this one right here, actually. Continually buy more heroes and auto quest them so the values of those go up. That's actually a good strategy right there. But when you talk about heroes being 30 crystal and you're only getting half a crystal a day, you're talking 2 months before you can buy 1 hero. And then 2 more months before you can buy another hero at that rate of 0.69 crystal per day. So even though this is good, we might want to combine the daily Joule rewards with something else, like maybe our daily crystal rewards, if we really wanted to do that. Then we have put it into some other liquidity pool, which of course, or recompound it, and locking it up for 3 years might not be best. Especially when we've got Serendale coming up and other opportunities for Gen 0s and so on. So my personal feeling is that that's probably the best option as well. If we roll up a little bit here and we look at what y'all voted to do for our daily crystal gains, this is from the gardens, this is from questing, this is from other stuff, then y'all have also voted quite substantially to convert that into Joule in expectation for the upcoming C Jewel, S Jewel, and be ready to jump on those new rewards. So we've already jumped in to C Jewel enough, I think, right? So we put almost all of our current Jewel. We've got 53 more Jewel here. But at the time, we put in most of the Jewel that we had into the C Jeweler, which is 350. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to keep adding up our daily Jewel a little bit at a time. And then when Serendale opens, we will have enough to drop maybe the rest of this into Serendale. We'll take a vote again on exactly how much to add to S Jewel. But I'm going to suspect that aside from a little bit of gas money, a little bit of gas token here, there's probably not going to be a lot more you want to do with Jewel itself rather than just stick it in the jewelers. It's possible that we would want to do something with a liquidity pool, maybe even down the road. But I think to build that engine, I think it's more important that we get the engine rolling, or the small little snowball, building up to be rolling down the hill, becoming a bigger snowball, before we do a whole lot with that. Let's see, Worm says, I definitely make more from mining than gardening. Of course, crystal mining is retrieving your own funds versus gardening from the DFK Quest Fund. Right, yeah. And I think that was originally our first idea with the first heroes that we got. In other words, there was at one point when we didn't have anything in, or maybe we had a tiny bit into a garden just for the liquidity, and we had no heroes at all. And we had put some money into a liquidity pool, and it was just kind of growing there all by itself, very slowly. And then at one point we thought, hey, we could use a couple of heroes for a few reasons. One is the heroes are going to gain value over time of questing, and then what heroes should we get? Should we get miners? But at that point, there wasn't really a lot that we could do with that. We had a tiny locked balance. In fact, I think at that time, when we got those gardeners, our locked balance was probably closer to 300 locked balance or something. And as y'all notice, we're only gaining about 2 crystal per day of locked balance. That's with no miners. So just imagine if we had a couple of miners mining that. So yeah, absolutely, once we get a little bit more, I think miners would be really good to have. I think it would really boost the daily income. But I think right now, the gardeners are probably better. Home Freak says, should you always get 1-to-1 Jewel for C Jewel? No. You're only going to get 1-to-1 if you put it in for the entire 3 years. So we put in 350 Jewel for 195 or 1,095 days. And because you put it in for the entire amount, yes, you get the full amount of C Jewel right here. We can look at that a little bit more on a spreadsheet that I did. If y'all ever want to talk about how differences of values might work in the jewelers, I've set up a whole bunch of a whole spreadsheet section here that we can plug in different values for. What if you have a certain amount of Jewel? What if you go in for a certain amount of days? What type of C Jewel are you going to be getting back from that? So here's 100 Jewel examples, here's 1,000 Jewel examples, or 10,000 Jewel examples for 11, 110, 1,095 days, and then the C Jewel that you're going to get from each of those listed there as well. And there's a couple of other sections that we could talk about too if you wanted to have a little conversation about that. Home Freak says, wondering why I have so much less C Jewel and yours is 1-to-1. Yep, that's why. So no matter what you put in, like right here, if you put in 100 for 1,095 days, you're going to get 100. If you put in 1,000 at 1095, you'll get 1,000. If you put in 10,000 for 1,095, you're going to get 10,000 C Jewel. But if you have 10,000 for 11 days, you're only going to get 100, not 10,000. Right? With some places out after the decimal also, right? Based on the math right there. Jokamach, hey, how are you doing, Jokamach? Welcome on in. It's always good to see you. I don't think I've seen you much for the last couple of days. I'm glad that you're here. How was your weekend been? How did your weekend go? Boomfreak says, oh, okay, been a bit out of the new Jewel loop this week. Yeah. So, Boomfreak, if you want to discuss that, we can. I think what I just said might have answered your questions enough. But if you want to do a little bit more probing, then yeah, just let me know. We can talk about specific questions you have, or what if scenarios. What if I had this much and I did it for this? What happens if I had this much and I did it for this? What would it mean? And we could talk about that a little bit. Let's see. Swift Gaming. Could someone check the Discord link? It doesn't seem to work. Are you talking about this Discord link that I dropped in here earlier? I think it probably works, but if someone wants to double check that for me. Are you talking about a different Discord link? Also, Swift Gaming, you could run !Discord, which I can do for you right now. If you type !Discord into the chat room, it should also give you the invite link for Darlantis as well. So if you haven't already joined our specific Discord, then that could be it too, right? You bet. And then the link I dropped earlier is for a specific message in the Darlantis Discord for the voting of how we want to manage that the Sea Jewel there. Jokamot says questing and dark summoning, but less YouTube. Ah. Well, I'm glad you're keeping up with your DeFi Kingdoms efforts there. We're trying for those Gen 0s, right, Jokamot? You got to do questing, you got to do dark summoning, you got to do normal summoning, you got to do Sea Jewel, all that stuff. It's going to get even more complicated soon as Serendale or New Serendale opens. We're taking a look at what days that could be. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the 16th now. I have a suspicion. But I also see that the 30th could very, very likely be the day. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's see here. Worm says, I'm pulling about 1.7 crystal per quest from mining, and my lock balance is less than what you have. I had more than that amount, but mining is decreased significantly. So let me see. I'm pulling 1.7 crystal per quest from mining, and my lock balance is less. Yeah. So if you've got, I don't know how many heroes you have working that mine, but if you have less than I have, it's probably best for you to have just 3 miners. And I think you're sending each of those 3 miners one at a time. Isn't that right? We can take a look at the chart for that, right? So if we come over here and look at picks, maybe? Is it in picks? And look at this thing right here. This is the number of miners. How many miners do you need to have? And here we see that you're going to need to have, if you have between 0 and 833 locked crystal, then you can have 3 miners to be efficient. 1 miner per time, 1 miner per quest. If you've got between 833 and 1600, then you should have 2 miners going at a time, all right, for a total of 6 miners. And I guess that's where I'm at right now, right? So we've got 1,057, which means that we should be right in here, and we could have up to 6 miners, 2 per quest. And that is what Worm is doing, sending 2 miners at a time, just above the 1 threshold. That is correct. Yes. Yep, so that's the way to do it. Worm is already on top of it. But for those of you that didn't know that there is a chart that helps us to see, someone's already done the math, right? They've already done the math and found out that for these values of locked crystal, you should probably be taking in these number of miners. And also we get another little update from Worm here saying, I think it was originally at 1,200. Yeah. Yeah, they changed that, right? There's always a little bit of, what did they call it? Their game adjustments. A little bit of fine tuning. How all this goes, a little balancing, rebalancing. And that's fine. We're in the early alpha. We expect them to do a little bit of balancing. We can adjust usually pretty easily. When you have up to 5,000 locked crystal, that's when you can have 18 miners. But if you've got 18 miners and only, 800 or 2,000 crystal, you're wasting some of those miners, and they would probably be better off doing gold mining instead of locked crystal mining. Also, I think the rate, Worm, you might know this better than I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to that kind of stuff on the Harmony blockchain. I was doing things, but I wasn't really trying to be very efficient at it, or wasn't spending the time and the energy to be very efficient at it. I would just send miners, and I just had a few miners. I didn't have very many heroes at that time either. But tell me if the difference, or if there was a difference between the rewards or returns on Serendale, on Harmony blockchain, and then when they launched Crystal Vale, was it a totally different set? In other words, the miners on Serendale were mining at a different rate than the miners on Crystal Vale right then at the same time? I didn't really notice that. But they might have had a different unlocking rate, if you want to call it that, or a different access rate based on a contract in Serendale versus the mining contract in Serendale and Crystal Vale being two different realms there. My locked crystal will jump once the splitting occurs. That's true. I don't think mine's going to jump a lot, unfortunately. So if we go over to my account, the main account over here, which actually I think is going to be this one here, and then we go over to the Harmony blockchain, and we look at my locked balance, 1,700 locked balance. I was doing really good. So I did start a little bit later, and so I didn't amass a huge amount of locked balance. But Worm, I'm curious if you care to share how big your locked balance is on Harmony. So I've got 1,700. It's not going to be a lot, but it is going to definitely boost it up. So some of this value is going to go to locked crystal. Some of it's going to go to locked jade on Serendale, on the new Serendale. And of course, we do get some liquid tokens as well. but for this splitting, I don't think I'm going to end up with a ton more tokens. Let's see here. All right. Murray Raven says, why is better to send miners by one than all at once? That's a really good question, Romario Raven. Let's answer that. So here's the deal. When you send miners to mine your crystal or your locked balance, let's actually take a close look at that. Let me come over here and let's get back to the DFK blockchain and over to my main account right here. And let's come over to professions with the nice peppy music. And let's go into Pickman and we're going to do crystal mining right here. And let's select some stuff. So here is what we need to keep in mind when we are going crystal mining. And that is, at first, we need to select a lead miner, correct? And we can see down here that we have this particular hero is going to gain 0.2924 crystal per tick. 0.2924, 0.2924, and we can see 0.335. So different heroes with different stats, here's 0.28, are going to be able to bring in different amounts, correct? Sure, absolutely. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. Let's come over here and look at something. Max crystal unlock rate is based on lead miner and supporting heroes, right? So that's a very important thing to remember, is that your lead miner, the first miner that you select, is going to have a lot to do with the amount that you can unlock in this particular quest that we're going for right now, right? So you probably want to select a good miner, but let's take a quick look at what that might be for us here. I see some of these heroes are going to bring in 0.292. Let's see if I can find, there's a 0.28. Let's see if we can find anything less than 0.28, just as an example for us. Here's 0.24. So I'm going to select this one first, select the lead miner, and I'm going to select this one right here at 0.28. Now let's say that we just continue with this one. Then what we can see right here is there is a max unlock rate and an approximate unlock, the total amount of crystal probably unlocked right here. So the max unlock rate is 6.732 based on that lead miner that we've got right there. And now when we come back and look at all the other miners that we can pick, we see a total rate and a max rate for us right there. So if we select a few other miners, 2, 3, then look at this now. The total rate that we're unlocking is 0.14 and our max rate is 0.24. So when we select this one, it goes up to 0.2. So we select another miner and now it's at 0.4, right? And how many miners do I have selected? I've got 5 miners selected, but look at this. This shows me that my total rate unlocked is now matching my max rate. So when I select another miner, notice I've got 6 of 6, but my total rate did not go anymore. That means that this miner that I'm adding right now is actually doing nothing for me at all. So all these other little miners, these 5 miners, are going to bring back some amounts of crystal. But this miner right here, when I add it, it's not going to bring back any. It's going to bring back 0 crystal. So why have this hero go along with these miners, these 5 other miners right now? It doesn't make any sense. It's pointless. It's pointless to send this miner because we're already at our max rate. Selecting this one does not increase us anymore, right? Doesn't increase us anymore. So here's the scenario. And that is, if you had so little crystal in there, then 3 miners would be enough to max out the total amount of locked crystal you could possibly bring back. It would max it out after 3 miners selected. It would max it out after 1 miner selected with this amount here. 0 crystal to 833 by just adding 1 miner. 1 miner would be able to bring back all that they could possibly bring back, and adding more than 1 miner at a time, those additional miners bring back 0. So why send those others? Now, if you have a small amount of heroes, right? Let's say that you've only got 3 mining heroes. So do you send all 3 of those at once? And that would seem to be the best thing to do, right? You're saying, hey, I've only got 3 heroes. I want to save on gas fees. I'm only going to send 1 hero at a time. I want to save on gas fees, so I'm going to send all 3 heroes at a time. And you think, oh, I'm saving gas fees. No. Well, maybe you're saving a little bit in gas fees, but you're actually doing yourself more damage, more harm than good. Because when you're sending 2 or 3 miners all at once, only one of those miners is bringing back crystal. The others are bringing back nothing, 0. I don't know if you've looked at your rewards very carefully, but you're not bringing back anything else from those other miners, right? And so if on each quest, each individual quest, you have a max limit that you can bring back. And that means you probably want to have 1 miner go by itself to bring in the max that it can bring. And then as soon as the first miner is done, you want to send your second miner, again, all by itself, so it brings back the max that it can bring. That would be 1 miner. And then when it comes back, you can send your third miner, and it will bring back the max that it can bring back. And so sometimes the next question might be, why 3 miners then in these 3 groups? And the reason is because the mining quest takes 4 hours to do, and then it takes 8 hours to rest, right? So 4 hours to complete the quest plus 8 hours of resting time is a total of 12 hours. So 1 single miner, if you sent it at noon, then it would quest until 4 p.m. and then it would rest until midnight. And then you could send it back at midnight. So 12 midnight and 12 noon and 12 midnight and 12 noon would be the cycle for sending 1 miner through that. So what you want to maximize is you want to send 1 miner for the first 4 hours until 4 p.m. You have a second miner to go from 4 until 8 p.m. You have a third miner to go from 8 p.m. until midnight. And by the time the third miner is done at midnight, the first miner that you had originally sent at noon is ready to go back to the mines. It's all refreshed up. And so it goes from midnight until 4 a.m. Your second miner then is ready to go from 4 a.m. until 8 a.m. And your third miner is going from 8 a.m. until noon. And again, back at noon, your first miner is ready to go again. Right? That is a very detailed answer of why those are better to send separately. And the gas that you're paying to do that is way, way less than the crystal that you're bringing back. You're bringing back more crystal by far than the gas that you're spending for those extra couple of quests. So definitely, that is the way to do it. And if you're sending 3 miners all at once, when you've got that small amount of locked crystal, then no sense in doing that at all. Only 1 miner's bring back. Now, the next question would be, but what if I have 1,100 or 1,600 or 2,000 locked crystal? In that case, sending 3 at a time is good, because all 3 of those, it does take 3 at a time to bring back the maximum amount. And then in that particular case, you would probably want to, it would be better to save your gas fee and send 3 all at once, where all 3 miners are bringing back their maximums. They're not wasted at all. And then you just wait 12 hours and you send all 3 again. And then you wait 12 hours and send all 3 again, right? But to do that, you're going to need more than 1,600 locked. And I will also say that if you're between 1,600 and 2,500 here, then there is a little bit of, like the third miner of the group might not be bringing back their full amount. The closer you are to 2,500, the more that third miner in the group is going to be bringing back their max amount. But if you're closer to 1,600, then the third miner is not going to be doing much good at all. And in that particular case, it might actually be better, if you've only got 3 miners anyway, to send 2 of them at once and then 1 of them by itself on the next trip, right? Again, it is a little bit of gas to do that, but that third miner now brings back its maximum amount going all by himself for that. Does that make sense? And then if you've got over 5,000 crystal, you can send 18 miners and bring back all of their maximum amounts. But then if you start having more than 18 miners, then you run into the issue of, if you've got the maximum of 6 miners going in each group for 3 groups, that's 18. And that's why you probably don't need any more than 18 miners going towards crystal mining. If you have more than 18 miners at some point, you want to send 18 miners to crystal mining, 3 groups of 6, and then you'd want to send the additional miners probably to gold mining. Again, you could have an additional 18 miners going to gold mining, also 3 groups of 6. So for a total of 36 miners per wallet address. So you get the most benefit out of that, right? Let's see, Worm says the thresholds for crystal for the number of miners was 1 to 4 Jewel originally. Oh, interesting. That is an interesting point there. I guess I was not aware of that. Worm says my locked Jewel was around 1,100 Jewel, if I remember correctly. And 1,100 would be right in this range right here. Sending 2 at a time for 6 miners. Umar is saying, yep, that's why I send only 2. Yeah, it depends on how much locked balance you have as far as how many miners you should be sending per group. Either 1 at a time, or 2 at a time, or 3 at a time, 4, 5, or 6 at a time, depending on how much you have in your locked balance. Let's see. Worm says, I guess my point is you would be able to get better daily returns to buy new heroes and or invest in LPs than doing gardening. Let me come back to this in just a moment, Worm. Mario says, gold mining better to send alone or in groups? Well, Romario, I don't know if you're behind a little bit. I just spent probably the last 10 minutes talking about that. It really depends on how many miners you have and how much locked balance you have, right? The locked balance that you have really depends, or really determines how many miners you should be sending in a group, right? And that's what this chart right here is showing. Can you see this chart very well? It might be a little small. I wonder if I can zoom in on this. Mario says, I was thinking is different rules for gold mining and crystal mining. Yes, gold and, oh, I see. Is gold mining better to send alone or in groups? I see. Yes. So gold mining does something different. Gold mining, I do not think, right off the top of my head, there is a limit to gold mining. I think for every hero that you're sending to gold mining, you're getting back a little bit more. So I don't think in that particular case, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're only mining for gold, then probably sending that, and oops, did I misread a statement you were making? Why is better to send miners? Oh, see, I don't know if you were talking about gold mining or crystal mining up a little earlier. You might have been talking about gold mining, in which case, yeah, crystal mining is a totally different thing than gold mining. You don't follow those same rules there. Yeah. So this chart right here is really only for crystal mining or jade or jewel or some kind of locked balance mining, not gold. Yeah. First I asked about crystal, then you asked about gold. Gotcha. Okay, good. Whew. Thought I had bungled something up there. So yeah, gold should be fine. You should be able to send it all to gold unless someone jumps in and corrects me. So let's get back to Worm's statement here. I'm really interested in making sure I understand what you've got there. This music right here, I need something a little bit different. Let's do back to the jeweler. Let's kind of subdue it a little bit more. Let's see here. Worm says, I guess my point is you would be able to get better daily returns to buy new heroes and or invest in the LPs rather than doing gardening. You know, I don't think I've done the math on that, Worm. You probably have. So I think what you're saying there is, if we have got 80 crystal, let's say we've got 80 crystal to do something with, right? You got 80 crystal to do something with. And what we could do with that is we could buy 2 gardeners with that, right? We could spend that on 2 gardeners, 40 crystal each, just about, to make sure that they are wizards or seers or the other thing, which I'm forgetting right off, thieves. And that'll be 80 crystal. Or I think you're saying we could invest that into a liquidity pool. Now, there wouldn't be any sense to buying miners in the scenario that I'm thinking of right off the bat when we don't have any, or we don't have much liquidity. I mean, if we don't have much locked balance. And the only way that we're going to get locked balance is by building up our liquidity pool, because that's what gives us the locked balance, right? So if we don't have much in the liquidity pool, and we haven't had much, and we haven't built up a lot of locked balance, it doesn't make sense to buy miners. If we have built up a ton of locked balance, then yes, I think miners would probably be a better bet for somebody. So the other option that we could look at here is go into a liquidity pool, right? And if we wanted to take that 80 crystal and put that into a liquidity pool, then what that would ultimately mean for us right at this very moment is, let's see, 80 crystal times 0.23 cents or something like that. Is it 23 cents at the moment, or is it lower than that? And we don't need to be exact either. What do we got here? Crystal. $0.23, all right. So if we've got 23 cents is $18 of value. And maybe we'll want to be careful, $18.40 of value to be a little bit more accurate. So right now we could put $18.40 into a liquidity pool, right? If we put $18.40 into a liquidity pool, whichever one we're putting in, let's say that we were even to put it in, let's say that we just put it into the 100% APR. I feel pretty confident about putting it into 100% APR because many of our liquidity pools here are sitting still around 84%. I wouldn't want to put it into something too much higher because those liquidity pools, we know, reduce their APRs fairly quickly. And we wouldn't want to over guess or over exaggerate the benefit of that. So in 1 year, we would have an additional $18.40. This is 100% APR gains would be an additional $18.40, right? 100% APR over 1 year gives us $18.40. If we put that into a liquidity pool, just on its own, just by itself. So two gardeners are bringing back what? Over here in this account, we can look in history. Is this feature busy? This feature is temporarily unavailable. Can we go back and back again and back again and again? No. All right. All right, so looks like the bank is busy right now, temporarily unavailable. So I seem to remember, let's just go based on memory a little bit. I seem to remember that we were looking at, let's just come over here for a minute. We were getting both crystal and jewel rewards. And I think the crystal rewards was 0.12, and I think the jewel rewards was 0.07. Does anyone want to correct me on that? I think that's what the rewards were. And so if our crystal right now is at 23 cents per crystal, and our jewel is that also at 23 cents right now? Jewel is at 26 cents right now. Awesome. 0.26. So if we're getting, I'll tell you what, let's move these off a little bit. Let's control X those out. So if each gardener is bringing this amount back, and if we've got, or I shouldn't say if each gardener is bringing this back, if each quest is bringing this back, then we can multiply this by 2. So 0.24 and 0.14 right there. This is how much we're going to be, this is gains per quest. This is say gains per day, which actually means if each gardener, or if each thing is going to actually be going twice per day, right? And I've got 2 sets, then this is actually going to be 0.48 and 0.28. Because really what we need to do is multiply this by 4, each of these by 4. Because this is just one set of gardeners, just one pair of gardeners. We've got 2 pairs of gardeners, and those 2 pair of gardeners are going twice per day. Right? So we take this number times 4, we take this number times 4, so we end up with this is a daily gain of crystal and jewel. And then we take these values and we multiply those out. So we're going to have M169 times L169 oops, that's not right. And so what we should be seeing right here is 11 cents and 7 cents. Or 18 cents per day. And if we take that, N171 times 365 days for the year, that's $66 gain. So it seems to me, I could be mistaken, but it seems to me that maybe it would be better to have 2 gardeners. Did I mess up my math here? This is USD gains in 1 year. $66 from 4 gardeners gardening twice a day is bringing in 18 cents. These are all dollar amounts also. 18 cents per day. And then multiply that by 365 days in a year. Yeah. And also, with 4 gardeners, plus we're getting the additional what? What's the word I'm looking for? Additional growth of asset value for level 10 heroes, which are now, those gardeners in a year will be level 10. And so they've advanced right there on top of the fact that we're getting $66 per day. And let me come back and see, I'm going to read chat here in a minute, but I do see that it is 4:30 and somebody subscribed. Maybe did someone join up with Twitch? We got Rugman Tenderly is following me now on Twitch, even though we're streaming on YouTube. So thank you, whoever that is. I appreciate the follow. All right, let's catch up here with, or do our giveaways. Who do we got? Umar L, are you still here? Carol, you are lurking. Welcome on in, Carol. Nice to see you here on the evening streams. Nobel is lurking in the background. Good to have you here as well. Umar L, are you still lurking a little bit? Worm is here. Self is here. Worm, are you still hanging out with us? 97A is lurking. Oh my goodness. We got the whole gang here. Oh my. Glad to see that y'all are lurking around. Welcome on in. Worm is here too. Yay. All right, let's go ahead and capture these names. Bring y'all over to the wheel of names. Yeah, 9A, 7A is our donor from this last weekend's win. 9A, 7A won the prize, which happened to be a enhancement stone of their choosing. And I think it was a fortitude stone or crystal. I forget which one. And so contributed that to our community account. Very generous and thoughtful, although I would like to say That is nice, but I don't want that to become the standard thing to do, guys. I don't want y'all to just donate everything that you're always winning to that community account. It's okay to do every now and then, but we do want to be giving out those rewards. Oh, haha, Nobel. You're forgetting me. We got to make sure to include mods here. Nobel is a valuable member of the community as well. It's 9A, 7A. Let's make sure that we get them included also. All right. And Romario Raven is here. Zelf is here. All right, I think I've got everybody else. All right, let's go ahead and lock these names in. Let's go ahead and paste. That's good enough. One more paste. Let's go ahead and do a rollover +2, a rollover +4, and a rollover +6 in here somewhere. And maybe even another rollover +2 if we can find one. There we go. Let's spin that wheel. All right. Good luck, everybody. Drum roll, please. And the winner is... Oh, wow. Look at this. Nobel. We're about to leave you out, Nobel. This is the advantage of speaking up. Hey, you're forgetting me. And then comes out to be the winner. Congratulations. Woohoo! So let's pop back over here. Let's come over to the spreadsheet. Let's come up to Nobel. And Nobel, I see you've got -6 right now. I think you probably have sent these off to me. I haven't looked at what was sent to me yet. We're just keeping things on the spreadsheet at the moment. So if you have sent them to me, I'll notice them on the OpenSea transaction list soon. But until then, we're just going to change that -5 to a -6, and I'll look at the transaction sheet sometime soon as well. Sargent has requested that I send his NFT to his wallet, and I do kind of like that as well. I think there's a fun aspect to actually seeing those NFTs in your wallet and ownership there. So I definitely want to respect that and maybe even encourage it a little bit. However, I do know that it's a little bit of a hassle for some of y'all to send back and forth, so I want to at least make the spreadsheet available. Anyway, just wanted y'all to know what was up with the yellow marks. So this is a help to remind me that I need to send these off to these people's wallets. So that is what that is about. All right, congratulations again, Nobel. We'll do another spin in about an hour at the 5:30 mark. Let's see here. So, Worm, I don't know if my math is correct on this. So if I'm incorrect, then... Oh, this is not true. I know where my math is off. My math is off because right now, this daily gain here is because the 0.12 and the 0.07 is because we have $400 in the liquidity pool right now. That's where my math is off. So these daily gains are because we've already got $400. So if we are only adding $18, now what we've got to do is figure out what would the gains be for $18 right there, right? And that might be a little bit more tricky to estimate. Maybe we could take a percentage or a ratio of something, but I'm not sure that if that's going to be fully accurate, because I don't know myself if the gains from a quest are based kind of like how the how this is, where you have these blocks, right, where up to a certain number of miners it's beneficial for you to send 1 or 3 or 6 miners, and then you go over a certain threshold, you can get a little bit more. And I don't know what the values are for the gardeners bringing back something. So my math is off for this. One thing that we could potentially do is we could say $450 or equals $450 divided by 18 is 25. So if we divided that by 25, we get 18. And so maybe one thing that we could do is say, look at the ratio of this, to say that if $450 is going to bring back 66.87, then what would $18 bring back, right? Maybe we could do that math right there and see. So that would be much, much less for the gardeners to bring back, if indeed, but there is a minimum. And so that I still don't think that this is totally accurate. I think the minimum that they're bringing back is something like 0.05. Is that true? Is the minimum that they can bring back 0.05? I wish I could see my history here. Unfortunately, I don't think I can at the moment. All right, so yes, my math is off on this. We need to do a little bit more work on that. Otherwise, gardeners would be better. So let me see here. Mario Ribbon says, second gardener does bring jewels. Yes. So the first gardener is going to always bring crystal. The second gardener is going to bring additional jewel. So if you want jewel, you're going to have to send 2 gardeners at a time. That is absolutely true. If you only send 1 at a time, you're only going to get back crystal every time. Let's see here. Zelf says, well, you did spend 8 tickets this weekend. You need those tickets. Absolutely. Yeah, no, Bell really went all in this last weekend. Bob Nothing, hey, welcome on in. And Sergeant, welcome on in for you too. Back for more, indeed. Bob Nothing says, hey Rock, we're matched up in the Fight Club tournament. Gotta head out for a couple hours, but can do the match when I get home. You got it, Bob Nothing. Let us get in there. In fact, let's pull up this little Google spreadsheet right here. Let's come over to the bracket resetting. Look at this. It's all done. Bracket reseeding. And so looks like we've got some seed stuff going on here. Undefeated people up at the top. New seed somethings here. And it looks like I might possibly not be at the bottom of the list. I don't know if this is the bottom of the list or not. I don't know if these are rankings or if it's just something else. I don't know. This can't be, this list can't really be in order too much. And the reason is because each of us have won 2 and lost 1. In fact, we can come back to the group stages and we can see. So right here, I have won 2 games and lost 1 game. And this other person here has won 2 games and lost 1 game. Won 2 games and lost. So we've all. Freak has won 2 games and lost 1. Mosh has won 2 games and lost 1. Same thing with Bob Nothing. So it looks like we're all of us that have gone to the edge of extinction have that same distinction of win 2, lost 1. So I don't know how the reseeding actually happened, but I'm not overly concerned about that. Let's look at the brackets. This is what we want to look at. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. So Bob Nothing is a pretty good player. I don't know if you're still here, Bob, or not, but I've watched Bob Nothing play. I'm probably going to get trounced right here. I'm probably going to lose this one. And then at this point, if I lose, you know, the next one I lose, I'm out. So I'm going to guess that I'm going to lose this one right here. If I don't, if I just happen to squeak by, I think France is definitely going to knock me out. I cannot see myself getting past this point for sure, except by some crazy luck that I just couldn't even imagine. So let's see who else is here. Corey and Mosh are going to go up against each other a little bit further down the tree. Eric's here, who I battled first, is now down here, a little further away from the tree with Huddle for Life. Pouring will battle those. Franz will battle the winner of those. AP is going to battle the winner of Raph and Victor. Mean Machine and Snakely are going together. Maddie P. Esquire and Umfreak. Ooh, Umfreak, are you still here in chat? Looks like you're going to go against Maddie P. Esquire. And then the winner there is going to go against Guy Kid. That'll be tough. Yeah, Umfreak, you're saying that's me at the bottom. I don't think that this thing is really best to worst. I don't think that that's what this is, because all of us down here have, or not all of us, but several of us down here have won 2 games and lost 1. So I don't think that the order of this has much to do with the power or whatever. But this is what we do care about. You, Umfreak, are going up against Maddie P. Esquire. And then the winner there, you're going to be up against, let's say you do win that, you're going to be up against Guy Kid. That'll be tough, probably. That'll be tough. Darrow Evil, another member of our community and chat here, is going to battle Delay. That's going to be an interesting battle as well. So very cool. Nice. It's good to see a few of our community members in here matched up a little bit. That's kind of fun, I will admit. Bob Nothing says, the 2 highest seeded 2-1s got a bye. Got a bye? So their 8s are in the playing round of sorts. Gotcha. Umfreak says, going to advance and take down Guy Kid once and for all. Woohoo! You go. Let's take down Guy Kid. That ought to be fun. Romario Raven says, I didn't know tournament like that will run. Yeah. Yep, it's very interesting. We had these group stages right here. And something else for Romario Raven, and for everybody else that hasn't really looked into this a whole lot, there's a raffle going on for winners of certain things. And just by entering, look at this, just by entering the game, not even by winning anything, you get 1 raffle ticket for the giveaway prizes. And there's only, what, 40 entries? So it's not too bad. So we got these people that at least get 40 entries. We at least get these people having 1 raffle ticket each. And then, of course, every time you win, you get another raffle ticket. But I think we had a couple people last tournament win with only 1 raffle ticket. It is very possible. So it looks like I have got not a win there, 2 more wins there. So I've got a total of 3 tickets so far. I'd like to win another 1 or 2, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Sergeant Filthy Manassi comes in with better than those Powerball odds, and that is so true. Yep, that is so true. People are getting knocked out of here left and right. Some people, like Crypto Grady, has already been knocked out. I can't believe that. Crypto Grady with 1,500 heroes, or just about. I know there's a little bit of luck involved in that, but I would think that with such a large pool of heroes to select from, you'd be able to pick some pretty good heroes. But of course, there's luck involved. There's, who are you going up against right away? And if you're up against a pretty strong player, like your first and second match, then that could really put you out quick. There are some people, like Millkeeper here, looks like they didn't win any of their matches at all, but they still have a ticket into the raffle at the end of everything. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Worm says, but if you send 2 miners, you'll get 1.7 crystal per quest and have an opportunity to get a bonus up to 10 crystal in a quest. Yes, Worm, but that's only if you have enough money already in a liquidity pool, right? And that's part of what I'm looking at right there, is that if you have a brand new player who's struggling with what to do with like $18 of value, and you're talking about buying a hero or something, I think what I'm looking at it would probably be better than to buy a couple of miners I think would be better to just put it into the liquidity pool, right? Let's just follow with what you're doing there. Let's say that you're bringing back 1.7 crystal per quest. That's actually a lot. $1.7 crystal per quest times, or let's just start off with 1.7 crystal per quest, right? So this is crystal per quest. And then you're going to be doing 2 quests per day. So that's going to be 3.4. And then you're going to be able to do, or is it 3.4, 2 quests per day? Is this just 1 miner? Or these are 2 miners that are going twice a day? And then what that means times 0.23, 3.4 crystal times 23 cents per crystal right now is USD per day is 78 cents, and USD per year is times 365. $284. But you've got to have a lot in there. So if you're bringing back, let's come back over here for a minute. And if you're looking at the Play to Earn investment fund as an example, we've only got 1,057 locked balance. Well, still, if you're bringing back 2 a day for a year, that's only going to be 600. You're only, oh, but that's not totally true. So, Worm, correct me if I'm wrong, but the amount of tokens that you bring back actually decreases once the locked balance decreases also, right? In other words, at some amount, when you're saying 1.7 crystal, that's a value that I'm sure you saw, right? You got 1.7 crystal. But that was at a specific locked balance amount that you are snapshotting it with your eyes and your brain. But I don't know if you tracked that over time, because the more that you're draining out of this and the smaller your locked balance is, then you're reducing the amount. So in a month from now, you'll have reduced your balance, so you're not bringing back 1.7 per quest anymore, you're bringing back less. And as you get lower and lower locked balance, you're bringing back less and less every day. Am I correct in that? I think that's what I remember. And if that's true, then we can't really do the math right here where we're saying 1.7 crystal every quest twice a day for an entire year, because that wouldn't really be fair, I don't think. And I don't know right off what it would be as you slowly drain that. The amount of locked balance that you're gaining per day is going to be based on the amount of balance you have in your liquidity pool. So the more USD value you have in your liquidity pool, the higher your locked balance is going to grow, or the faster your locked balance is going to grow each day. And of course, also the other thing that's going to come in that's going to determine how much is actually going into your locked balance is the whatever unlocking rate that we're currently at, right? So currently we're at the current locking rate is 33%, and it's going to go down to 31%. So as the year goes on, you actually get less and less added with the same dollar amount in there. More of it becomes unlocked automatically, right? So your locked balance additions get smaller and smaller from week to week as the locked rate changes. And then also, as your miners are pulling value out, then your value that your miners will be pulling out from day to day are going to get less. And that's a little bit more complex math than I think I want to throw into the spreadsheet, at least at the moment. So it's not really $284 per year, but it is probably more than $18 per year, absolutely. And I'm going to guess it's probably more than Gardeners is going to bring back as well. All right, that's probably pretty much a given. Nobel says, I'm off, all. Take care, have a good one. Yes, Nobel, thanks for hanging out with us here today. Thanks so much. You are staying up late to be here, and I appreciate that. Don't forget to give a like on the video. Yay! Thanks. See you tomorrow. Yeah, so, yep, absolutely. If you've got enough in your locked balance already, buying the miners is absolutely the way to go, right? If you've got enough in your locked balance. If you don't have much in your locked balance, then I think growing that locked balance is probably going to be better than buying Gardeners. Also, in the scenario where you're buying miners, just like Gardeners, those Gardeners are going to grow to be level 10. Those miners will also grow to level 10. So let's go ahead and copy and paste this down to here as well. Plus the additional growth of those assets for level 10 heroes now. So that's another benefit for getting miners as opposed to putting in the liquidity pool itself. When you're talking about a small amount like 80 crystal. All of this discussion right here was inspired by the fact that we have got a small amount of crystal and jewel, and we're talking about what to do with that. Are we going to invest it in the liquidity pool, or are we going to buy gardeners? Are we going to buy miners? I don't think we were even talking about buying miners. But we could. That would bring back more. So maybe what we should do is we should say maybe another vote in here should be letter H. Y'all want to edit this and add a letter H? Edit. Letter H. By what? Maybe just buy one? Maybe just buy one miner for now? If one miner could bring back 1.7 crystal per day, then in 1 month, that miner, or in the first month, within the first month, maybe within just over 2 weeks, that miner would have brought back enough crystal to pay for itself. And then by the second month, all of that additional stuff is more profit than we normally would have been getting. So buy one miner to start picking away at that locked jewel balance, right? Zebu says, buy 18 more miners, you say? Well, come on in, Zebu. How are you doing? Yeah, 18 more miners. It is. So let's buy one miner to start picking away at that locked balance. After some chat with Worm and spreadsheet math, it looks like this could be fairly rewarding within the first month, something like that. All right, and then we can add an H over here. And then if y'all want to switch your votes, you can. You now have another option. I'm not going to say that this is the best thing to do. Again, I don't want to sway anybody's vote. Myself, personally. So even though we just spent a lot of time talking about this, and I certainly see that we could have some benefit from that right there, we also want to think about what we're doing with this. We're talking about our daily jewel rewards, and we still might want to get our daily jewel rewards set aside for S-Jewel and Serendale, rather than buying a miner or a gardener or anything else like that. Worm says, can I gift the wallet a miner? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think that would be very generous, and I don't want people to feel that they have to do stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, that could be good and fun. We could definitely acknowledge that. I would say the community would probably really appreciate that. Maybe it would help this account grow a little bit more, or I can try to summon one. That you could do, like consider it a dark summons or something. Yeah, so you know the wallet address. It's just at the top of the thing. It's starts out C8D. It's at the top of the 808 FAM account if you wanted to do that. If you wanted to specify a little bit more specifically about what it's going to do, this is on a automated account that is going to automatically be sending miners to mine crystal. So I think that's what we want to do. And then we'll be able to see that on a daily basis and track that as well. Yeah. Or you can try to summon one, sure, if you want to. Worm, did you, if any of y'all ever want to get on stream, we can easily hop into the Darlantis Discord under the lobby section. If y'all want to jump on, and if you care to share your screen or to jump on voice, y'all are always welcome to do that at any time. Just say, hey, can I jump on voice if I'm not already in here? And if you want to share your screen for stuff like that, I know some of y'all might be a little bit more shy than others, and like, I don't know if I want to get on voice, or I don't know if I want to share my screen or anything like that. Then I don't want anyone to feel pressure to do that. But certainly it is available if anyone wants to at any time. Yeah, so looking at that spreadsheet, it looks like Worm has a pretty good idea. Crypto Grady in the house. Hey, Crypto Grady, how are you doing today? So Grady, I have to ask, you come in here very often, right about 5 o'clock. Are you doing other things in the early parts of your day that, like, I keep imagining you getting off work, right? But I don't know if you actually are doing like a 9-to-5 job, right? You're not doing a 9-to-5 job, are you? It just depends. Are you doing contract stuff? Are you doing stuff on the side? Or just family things? I don't want to pry either. Forgive me. I'm just asking you about your personal life here. Sorry about that, man. The curiosity got the best of me. I was like, you know what? Why are some people coming in at very specific hours? Because I know you're here in the United States, right? So this is, of course, the end of the business days and all that kind of stuff. You wake up late. You stay up late, Grady. You are up all hours of the night. I cannot stay up as late as you and just get a good night's sleep, especially when I have to wake up so early. So, indeed. But you're staying up late, catching up with all the kinds of yes. So I do the same thing. I try to get up about 7 o'clock, and I've just got so many things to do in the morning to prepare for the day and get some stuff done. I got stuff to do in the garden. I got to eat breakfast. I got to, just do a bunch of other things. Got to look at a little piece of news. Got to take care of some things offline, away from the computers. And then I struggle to get all that done by 9 o'clock when I start my stream. Yeah, so it can be a little challenging sometime. Love you too, Grady. So, Crypto Grady, I think we have some news. I don't know if we want to talk about this too much, but I think we're going to go to Miami, aren't we? In fact, how much of all of that do we really want to share right now? I guess I'm fine sharing everything, but just the fact that it sounds like a few of us are going to go down there, and we're probably going to be sharing an Airbnb together. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I am super excited. So Grady's saying sure. So Grady, I am on Discord in case you want to jump on voice. You don't have to. Don't feel obligated if you're not feeling up to it right now or whatever. But Grady and I were talking last night with Mythic Squad. That's right. So that of course includes Starbuck and Mosh and the Beeve, and I guess their fourth member, which I guess is somewhat unknown. But yeah, Mosh, Starbuck, and the Beeve. And we're thinking about getting an Airbnb for the many of us. I might be bringing my partner as well. That's not fully decided yet. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff that's up in the air. Grady says, I've got some summons to do. All right. Well, if you want to do the summons on your own, then of course, no need to hop on stream here. If you want to do summons on my stream, you're welcome to it and share your screen if you want. Or if you're preparing that for your stream a little bit later, that sounds amazing too. If you're going to be doing some summons. And Grady, are you going to be doing normal, regular summons or dark summons? So anyway, yeah, we're looking at some Airbnbs. In fact, we've got a list of a couple of Airbnbs that we're looking at here. 10 guests for this one, $349 a night. But when we're splitting it so many ways, oops. So we've got another one over here that we could look at. Got another one over here that we're looking at right there. Got another one over here that we're looking at. So there's a whole bunch of options, and all of these Airbnbs are pretty close to the event, which is over here, I think. Oh, that's Hawaii stuff. If we do a Google search for Night Center Miami, then here is the James Knight Center right here. And a lot of these Airbnbs are right around in this area. I guess I can show it on here. Search. Yeah, so here we go. So if we zoom in a lot, we get this little downtown area right here. This is where the center is. There's a ton of Airbnbs all around here for this. So we're trying to hunt down some of these. Look how nice these things look. These look super fancy. Anyway, I think it's going to be a blast to kind of have a pajama party. Somebody on my stream earlier today said pajama party when we were talking about it briefly. So, hey, okay. Can you imagine a pajama party with Rock and Grady and Mosh and Starbuck and the Beeve doing streaming and all kinds of stuff on this 4-day adventure quest down there in Miami for Decentral DeFi Crypto Convention? Oh my goodness. So Sergeant, are you coming down there also? I'm not sure. Oh, you said you'll be there in spirit. Gotcha. So I know that a couple of other people are probably going to try to make it down there. It takes some time sometimes to get set up for those summons. It does. Plus 50 messages to catch up on. Oh, wow. Yes. That's something else. I think you get a lot more messages than I do on a daily basis, which I'm actually glad that I don't get a ton of messages. But just like you, I've heard you say 1 or 2 times that sometimes you get kind of backlogged with your messages. And I get backlogged with fewer messages than you. And there could be a day or two that goes by that I just don't even have time to look at my private Discord messages. And so they just get left for a day or 2 days sometimes even 3 days, I guess. Umar, do you think they're coming? Very interesting. I think I saw Umar earlier today, but if not today, then yesterday. Worm says, Hero sent. Could be a decent lightweight fight club hero. Oh, interesting. So Worm, should I mark on this spreadsheet that we need to send this back to you? Is it a permanent donation or is it a temporary donation and you want it back? let's go ahead and check out this new hero that Worm has sent to our community wallet address. Permanent, Worm says. Ooh, thank you very much, Worm. So let's see here. What is our new hero from Worm? We're gonna have to spam this out to everybody. Flip all these over. We now have a mining hero sent from Worm. This one right here, this beauty. Sigiled Hail Defender. Oh, what a name. It is a dark summoned hero that we could level up to level 3. Oh man. All right, guys, this is the community wallet that we have right here. Should we level up this hero right now to level 3? It's going to cost us a little bit of crystal to do and a few runes, but we've got a little bit of crystal and we've got a little bit of runes. Worm is saying yes to level up. I think that's what you're saying yes to, Worm, is to level it up. Mookie, welcome on in. How are you doing today? TuneFed is saying looks nice because miners or pirates make good miners, right? So we got a pirate archer here that can be leveled up. It's a Gen 8. It's got no summons left, but that's fine. It's been dark summoned. A strength of 11 with green, so that's pretty nice. And we've got wisdom here in the blue, not really the best, but and not any mining skill either, but a 0.9 for fishing. So I guess you had him off fishing for a little while for something. When we level up or when we dark summon heroes, do they already have something coming back? I know my screen seemed to be flickering a little bit. Sorry about that. I'm not sure why that happens on some of those screens. Worm says, yes, always level. Grady DFK commandments. Always level those heroes. Rusted Trust. Hey, welcome on in. How are you doing? TuneFed says, not on professions. Yeah, so I guess you were doing a little bit of sending and fishing for a little bit. All zeros when summoned, yeah. Got to follow the Grady commandments. All right, guys. Anybody disagree that we should not level this hero up right now and get him mining? Let's go ahead and do that then. I'll give everyone 30 seconds, or anyone 30 seconds to jump in there. Sabu says, hit my first advanced ability ever. Congratulations on that. Wow. Zabu, how long have you been working to do advanced abilities there? I don't think I've been trying for it too much myself. TuneFed says, speak now or forever hold your peace. Additional stats will help with questing. They will, actually. Yep. So I would personally prefer to level it up, but like I said, I do not control this account. I want y'all to control this account, so almost everything that we do in here is going to be up to y'all. And it could be a spur of the moment. We don't have to have a 24-hour vote. That could be one of the other advantages of being live in chat. Just whatever it is right now, who's ever in chat. What's the community wallet you have going on? Rusted Trust says. Yeah. So in our Darlantis Discord, Darlantis, I think everyone knows our own Discord here for my little 808 community, but we can type Discord into the chat room, ! Discord, and see what our Discord is for anyone that isn't familiar with our own Discord here. And inside our Discord channels, under the DeFi Kingdoms section, there's an 808 fam account that we have voting privileges on. So what I've done is I've set up a very small account right here. It's not a very big wallet. I think originally I moved over maybe $5,000. I don't think it was any more than $5,000. It could have been as much as $10,000, maybe, right? And so I created this new account, C8D, whatever. And I said, this is going to be a community wallet that where the income from this wallet is going to go to reward viewers of the live streams, right? So when we have giveaways, when we have other types of things, I want this particular wallet to be growing, and we are going to be investing in various things, and I'm going to let y'all kind of vote and control what we do with the funds in this wallet, including even things like up here. It is possible for y'all to vote to, where is it? We could take out some of those funds for profits and prizes. So if y'all wanted to say, hey, it's time to run a reward thing for all the viewers, let's reward the viewers and give them some of this stuff. This account is supposed to help fund giveaways that we do and all that kind of stuff on the live streams. So we've got this wallet address here. We also have a giveaway wallet address that I'm going to start utilizing later. We're not currently using this giveaway wallet address though, but eventually this giveaway wallet address will hold things that we intend to give away. But for now, everything's in this game account wallet right here. And so y'all can see the wallet address whenever you want and go and look at it and look at history and look at what it's doing and all that kind of stuff. Of course, we show it every day on the stream and we track the gains from it, and y'all have voting power of what to do. So we talked about having some extra jewel and what should we do with it, buy more heroes or recompound into the gardens, and y'all vote, right? And I do what y'all tell me to do with that wallet. And whether that is, saving funds for something else, or whether it's, hey, let's run a giveaway, so pull some funds out for a giveaway, whether it is, getting money into the C Jewel or S Jewel, whatever it is, we're going to vote on that kind of stuff, right? So let's check out a little something here. We got some spammers coming in. I think we can go ahead and delete some spammers. There we go. Looks like somebody's got them already. Woohoo! The Zabu probably knocked him out. Thanks, Zabu. So this is what the community wallet is all about. And for the most part, I don't expect y'all to be paying anything into it or contributing or anything like that. But Worm here was very generous to offer to donate a new miner to us rather than us buying our own miner. We see that we've got about $450. This, like I said, I think I put in originally about 5,000 USD into this, but then we never took anything out. And so during the drop for the bear market, that $5,000 has turned into close to $420, right? I would expect that when the value of crystal and jewel and all this stuff goes back up, that the values in here will be quite a bit more substantial than they are. But we've lost a lot of value in crypto over the last 6 or 9 months, right? So it appears that it's pretty small value right now, but there should be normally about $5,000 or $6,000 or so in there. And so here we have this account that y'all are controlling and voting on and all this kind of stuff. And it's just to be fun. It's supposed to be a fun thing that y'all can contribute to, a fun thing that you can do. Express your opinions and votes and kind of watch on a day-to-day basis, a day in the life, right? A day in the life, and just kind of watch how this account grows and gain some rewards and all that kind of stuff as we do our weekend stuff there, right? I vote Gen0 Summoning, Sabu says. Win Dark Mythic, please. Oh, man. Umar says, I'm staying somewhere near the airport. Hey, Umar, that's kind of cool. So we are going to be staying somewhere. Let's see if this shows it, or maybe this shows it right here. We're going to be staying somewhere. So here's the event center right here. That is actually the event center right there. And so we're going to be staying, and it's by this little triangle island. And so we're going to be staying somewhere right around in this area. right here. Very close to the center, and I think that the airport is a little bit further out. There's the airport right over here. Miami International Airport. So if you're staying somewhere near the airport, you're going to be a little bit further away from us, which isn't necessarily bad. I think that the Airbnbs are cheaper the closer you get to, or the further you get from the center over here. But I know Bolin and the DFK team are going to be somewhere near this area also. So I think personally it's going to be good to be closer into here, so we can hang out with them a little bit more on a regular basis and not have to drive or get an Uber so far back or so far away every day. I don't know how many miles that is, but somewhat substantial. All right, well, let's get to leveling. It looks like no one else mentioned anything about not leveling up. Zabu says, I only recently started summoning for the higher level attributes. It was a dark summons also. Interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and get this guy upgraded. Let's go ahead and take him to the meditation circle. Into the Wanderer and into the circle here. Oh, before we do this, this account only has insight crystals. So let me ask y'all. Y'all are controlling this account. We only literally have 53 jewel and 12 crystal. Do we go in and get some additional crystals to level this miner up? Or do we not worry about that too much right now? So this is a pirate archer. We can level it up 3 more levels. It's got a green strength, 70% strength growth, 55% endurance growth, 15% endurance on the secondary growth for endurance as well. We could use some kind of crystal on it, perhaps, but we need to keep in mind that our funds in this account are pretty small. Are we saving our jewel for S-Jewel? Or are we going to buy 4 crystals for each of the levels to level it up with crystals every level? Y'all can vote right now. What do y'all think? We could buy anywhere between 0 and 4 crystals. If y'all think that that's the best thing to do with the money that we have. Rusted Trust says low funds. Tough call. Probably not. I don't want to sway votes either way. This is not an account that I really want to push people into any general direction. So when we bring them in to the circle and we look at this hero right here, should we be using attunement crystals? Anybody else have input? Rusted Trust says tough call, low funds, probably not. Anybody else? They're going to agree or disagree? If we have a disagree, then we'll probably need a tiebreaker. Suddenly, the chat room becomes silent. Nobody knows what to do. It's like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to make the wrong decision. This is y'all's community account, right? Y'all control it. I don't know if there's any wrong answer right here. Whatever y'all decide, that's what we're going to do. We've got 12.5 crystal. We've got 53 jewel. And that's it. Crypto Grady says, do it. Of course, Crypto Grady says do it. Crypto Grady is all about being degen Spend all your money. Sell your wives and your kids and your house and your car. Upgrade those heroes. Always use crystals. It's part of the commandments. I love it. I love it. Grady, I've learned some of those commandments. So Worm's chiming in also and says, no, maybe if he quested a couple of times, we could use the crystals to buy a summoning crystal. To buy a summoning crystal? You're talking about like another hero? Grady's giving a laugh. Nice. Are you piking? Worm, did you mean summoning crystal, or are you talking about like an attunement crystal? A summoning stone? Well, he's already summoned, right? TuneFit said he is decent profession score at 375 already. I would level him with a lesser might probably. Already has a green strength boost, so keep rolling. Oh my goodness, guys. Looks like we've got Crypto Grady and TuneFed saying probably use a crystal, and Rusted Trust and Worm saying probably not. That's 2-2. Two kind of yeses and two kind of nos. I want to make sure that everyone is in chat is kind of hearing all of the different reasoning behind things. Is anyone possibly changing their opinions? Do we need to look at this card a little bit more? We've already got a green strength of 11, right? So we've already got a green bonus to strength a little bit. I'm not making the decision, guys. Y'all know that, right? I'm not making the decision. This is the community account where y'all are making the decision. I want to make 100%. I want that to be 100% clear. I'm not taking your advice. I am needing your votes and input because y'all are controlling this account. I'm only doing what y'all tell me to do in this community account right here. How much is crystals? That's a good point. So that's another good thing. As we're learning, we might say, well, how much are crystals? Maybe that's going to make a big difference. So let's go into the marketplace and let's see what crystals are running at these days. That is a very good point, Worm. So let's come over into here and let's take a look at what crystals do you think we might want? Certainly Might Crystal, but do we even want to look at a Fortitude Crystal maybe? Or not? Is everyone agreeing Might Crystal or possibly Fortitude? Or even something different like Vigor? I doubt y'all are going to want to do Vigor, but I mean, it wouldn't have to be Might or Endurance, I guess. Y'all are voting. So if we do a lesser Might Crystal, if we do that with Jewel, that's going to cost us 2.3 Jewel. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of Jewel when we have 53, but remember, we're trying to save our Jewel for S-Jeweler in a couple of days. But if we level him up with some crystals that help do a little bit more boosting on some of that stuff, how much advantage will getting an extra strength point or an extra fortitude point be for the amount of crystal they're going to get back, they're going to bring back? In other words, is it worth it today to spend, and if we're talking about 4 crystals, right? If we're talking about 4 crystals, then is it going to be worth it to buy 4 today? Or should we only level them up once right now and maybe more in a couple of days? Should we wait until after Serendale, new Serendale release? Should we level them all up? All 4 today? We've got enough Jewel to do it. And maybe we can make that back up in the next few days before. So if we're getting 1.7 jewel per day or crystal per day back, then that means in about 2 days, we can make up for what we're spending for one crystal, right? In 2 days, we can make up what we're spending for one crystal. So if we're buying 4 crystal, that might just take us 8 days to make that up. And what that means is we could level him up all 4 levels right away with some crystals, and then he would be good to go and have those extra bonuses for the rest of his life. All right. Let's see what y'all are saying here in chat. So a might crystal is going to be 2.3, and I think Worm also suggested a fortitude crystal. So let's see what that's going to be. A lesser fortitude crystal is going to be 1.4, so that's less. That's almost an entire jewel less for a fortitude crystal. We've got 4 levels that we need to go up, right? No, I'm sorry. We've got 3 levels we need to go up. That means we're going to need 3 crystals. Do we want to get 2 fortitude and 1 might crystal? Do we want to do a little bit of a mix? Or do we want to do all 3 of one kind? Fortitude crystals are 1.4. Might crystals are 2.3 jewel. Let's see, Rusted Trust says, get 1 crystal, then run a strength quest, and if you get 1, use it. Wow, that possibility of that would be crazy. Crystal is probably 1.6-ish. It is for the fortitude. It is 2.3 for the might crystal. Umar says, I'd hit it up with endurance, so that's a fortitude crystal again. Whichever is less, which is the fortitude crystal, is a whole jewel less. It's a base uncommon hero. I wouldn't spend anything at all. That's another fair point, right? We've got a tiny bit of money in this account where we're gaining about 3 crystal a day. Our total income for this account is about 3 crystal per day. And so buying a crystal for a common or uncommon hero might not be that good, but it's the only miner that we've got right now, and maybe we would want to beef up our only miner as best we can. I'm not trying to sway any votes. I'm just throwing some options and maybe some thoughts out there. Worm says, I say buy the 4 and replenish from the mining quests. All 3 of cheaper, probably. Yep. Umar, sorry I've been in and out trying to play catch up. Don't worry about that, Umar. I'm glad you're here now. We're just playing around a little bit. Worm says 3 fortitude crystals. I think someone else also said 3. TuneFed said 3 of the cheaper, probably. And somebody else, was it Rusted Trust, says get 1 crystal and try. So I think we're going to get probably 3. Since we've got more people saying that than anything else. All right, let's go ahead and do that. It's going to be a total of 4 jewel out of our 53 jewel. Should we do it with jewel or should we do it with crystal? So if we do it with jewel, it's going to take 4.5 jewel from our 53 jewel. If we do it with crystal, it's going to take 5 crystal from our 12. Crypto Grady says, I'm going to catch up on the stream. I'm going to start over. Oh no. Crypto Grady, okay, man. Have fun, enjoy. There might have been a little alpha that we dropped earlier. And by alpha, I don't mean too much. 2 times hyperspeed, baby. Oh man, Crypto Grady, you are a maniac. Love it. Sardo Fritz says, me too. All right, guys. You know, we've only got another 20 minutes on this stream. If y'all are going to go back and listen to, you know, an hour and a half before, it's going to take you 45 minutes to even catch up. Mystical Meows in the chat. Yeah, it's an hour and a half of double time. Oh, man. It's an hour and a half to watch the 3-hour stream at twice the speed. I love the fact that y'all are listening to the whole thing. I do too, man. If y'all have not listened to Grady's epic 7-hour stream, or actually 7.5-hour stream from a couple of days ago, Bullen was on there and he had so many amazing guests. Crypto Grady stream from a couple of days ago. Y'all need to go and check that out, right? I guess I shouldn't necessarily flip over there to go and watch. Everyone knows Grady's channel. But 7.5-hour stream from a couple of days ago. Definitely worth the watch. Worm says, I'm in 5 hours of that stream. Isn't that stream amazing, Worm? What do you think of that? I think it's just a crazy good stream. Wow. It had me riveted to my seat the entire time. It was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun. Okay, let's go ahead and swap this out right here. Confirm. And confirm again. All right. So now we've got a few fortitude crystals. We're going to go ahead and use those in our meditation circle so we can get our brain. Oh, no. Oh yeah, let's level him up first. But then I wanted to screenshot him and tweet him out about Worm's generosity here. So let's get this guy leveled up first, and then we're gonna screenshot him and tweet it out. All right, so here's what we've got, guys. We've got a pirate archer who's a miner for us, a blue wisdom, a green strength. We're going to add, let's refresh this page. Umar says you could do 1 fortitude and 2 chaos? Really? Do I not understand what chaos crystals do? Isn't chaos crystals just going to give us a random one? Why would we want a random one? Or are you just being silly, Umar? Is there something serious that we would really want to apply a random chaos crystal? Maybe I'm missing something here. All right, so we're going to do an attunement of this fortitude. All right, guys. So now we need to check our little bonuses here. What do y'all think that we should do with bonuses? I will tell you what I would do. Give me a moment here. I've got a little spreadsheet where I have some information that I've already kind of calculated. I'm not going to select this. Y'all are going to select this, right? I'm just going to kind of pull up what I think that I'm going to do with this. Okay. I'm going to wait until y'all tell me what y'all want to do with this, and then I'm going to tell you how I would normally level this up myself. But for y'all, what should we add to our absolute +1 bonus? Should it be strength, endurance, something different? Should we be going for vitality or something else? You tell me. Which is going to be our selected stat bonus up here? Worm says, totally crazy. Wish I was there live. Yeah. Imagine, I can imagine that this is what might be going on when we're doing some of the live streams from the event coming up this weekend, the Decentral event coming up here at the end of November. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Chaos are the cheapest, not the worst in times of indecision. I see. Rock says, I must keep letting you know that you make running errands and driving home much more pleasant experience. Awesome. Sergeant, that means a lot, actually. I'm glad that I can be part of y'all's day when you're out there just, doing normal life. You're just doing normal life, but you can tune in, kind of like a talk radio station, perhaps, or talk radio, I think, would be maybe one of the best analogies, perhaps, where that you can just tune in and listen to interesting content or content that you're interested in, and just kind of hearing about what's going on, right? Sergeant says, better than talk radio, sir. I appreciate it. I do. And I can definitely see, because there were times in my past when I would love to listen to talk radio of all kinds of different stuff, just a variety of things. And it was informative and it was fun, and I picked up little bits of information here and there, but it wasn't like a whole massive amount of new information. I don't think we don't do massive alpha drops on here as much as Grady does on some of his stuff, or Mosh or Starbuck or any of them on theirs. But we do have fun, and we have a day in the life, right? It's just a day in the life of stuff. Let's see. Worm says, I like chaos stones, but not crystals. You have no idea what stat receives the bonus when leveling. It's very anticlimactic. Yeah, that worries me a little bit. I think I would like more control over what stats I get bonuses towards, because I probably have something in mind very specifically to do with that hero. So chaos seems to be something that I would only want to use if maybe I didn't have a lot of funds, but then I'm spending money on a chaos crystal that maybe I should save my money and get the crystals that I really want. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of different ways to do things, right? Yes, you have to embrace chaos when it's the RNG. Well, that is true. I mean, maybe that is something to do. Just embrace the chaos. Romario says, you could flip the hero. Yes. Did I flip the hero already? Do we need to come in here and look at the percentages? Worm says, strength with endurance and luck. Wouldn't be mad at vitality instead of luck. You say strength, endurance, and luck. Possibly vitality. Interesting. TuneFed says, yeah, I would do the same personally. Interesting. Freak says, definitely vitality for me. At least one level for the extra HP roll. Maybe not as an extreme as some in vitality, but I think it's max value level 1 right now. Vitality instead of luck is okay, but definitely the 2 mining stats. Yes. Okay, so here's how I would normally level this guy up. I would do strength, dexterity, and vitality is what I have on my spreadsheet. And I think that the reason that I would do that for normal pirates that have a mining skill is because strength and dex have their highest percentages here. Of course, we like vitality as well, right? And I would want the pirates to be a little bit better at the skills that they are normally going to be better at. So I want them to be boosted a little bit there. But in this particular case, I will definitely agree that strength and endurance are probably the way to go in this particular case, because very specifically, we want to really get in on that endurance, not only the strength, but the endurance, because we only have this one miner in our pool right now. And so we really want it to be highly focused on endurance. So I would agree with that as well. Yep. The fortitude makes a lot of sense, because that's going to add a nice, good 15% more to the secondary stat right there. So we'll have a total of 30 endurance. Worm says, I changed my vote. Vitality instead of luck. All right. Zabu says, Vitality is the way. And I agree with that as well. Luck is cool. I definitely think that luck is nice, but this account is all about y'all voting. So it looks like strength, endurance, and vitality. Strength, endurance, vitality. Worm also wants vitality and strength and endurance. So, and I think a couple of you also said TuneFed also vitality here. So I think this is good, right? Worm says, sounds good. Awesome. So it looks like most of us are in agreement that strength, vitality, endurance for this particular hero at this particular level, we want to do it. And of course, we don't want to be taking forever at this because we got 2 more levels to level up. Begin the level up. So let's go ahead and do that. Insufficient allowance. Oh, we need to approve this contract. This is probably the first fortitude crystal we've ever used on this little baby account. This little community account has not done a lot. It's been struggling to get by. We've been barely getting this thing to grow at all, but now it looks like we are getting there. We're growing it little by little. If the screen is flashing weird stuff for y'all, I apologize. I don't really know what I can do about it. All right, Sigol, Hail Defender. Going from level 1 to level 2 with a strength, endurance, vitality, and a fortitude crystal that was all voted on by the community. What are we gonna get? RNG, please be kind. We can pray to RNGesus. Good luck. Drum roll. And we get a few pluses. Not terrible. I've seen worse. But it looks like we get a +7, right? So not necessarily fantastic. We did end up getting 1 vitality, and we ended up getting 1 endurance, right? 2 strength, so that's okay, right? We get 2 more chances to level up. We got a skill point there. We got some stamina. So, I mean, it is what it is. We got 2 strength, though, and 1 endurance. Yeah, that is good. We were looking for strength. We were looking for endurance. We really need a good miner right there, right? Not a rug is always good. Yes, I would not say this was a rug at all. Keep the strength chugging. Yep, let's do it, guys. We got 2 more levels to go. Are we going to do exactly the same thing again this time? Let's go ahead and add our hero. We're going to level it up 1 more time right now. We are going to grab that fortitude crystal yet again. I think we're going to do the same thing again, but y'all just confirm yes or no. So we flip that card. We already know what it looks like. We have 13 strength now. Wash, rinse, repeat, Worm says. Sounds like we're doing the exact same thing. So strength, vitality, endurance. Are we all in agreement? I think so. I'll give y'all 30 seconds to chime in, just in case anyone's gonna say, hey, hold on. Go team, go. All right, let's do it. Here we go. 2nd level up. Confirm on the blockchain. Sergeant says, it won the Powerball 1.9 million prize. Or if you won the Powerball 1.9 million prize, would you put it into DFK? Yes, Sergeant. There would be no question. There would be no question. It would go into DFK. I don't know if it would go into DFK all on the same day, but it would go into DFK. I might diversify a little bit of it. Possibly. Maybe, you know, a 10,000 here, 10,000 there. But a huge bulk of it would definitely go into DFK. I think I would probably have a nice long chat with Bullen and the whole dev team and say, hey guys, what can we do to get more coders and faster enhancements for the entire project? So I don't think that I would put all of that, well, I know it's not even that I don't think, I would definitely not put all of it into like a liquidity pool or something. I would probably try to coordinate with the dev team and say, how can we hire on more devs? How can we bring in more marketing people and all these other people that we need to expand in a lot more directions, a lot more rapidly? That's probably what I would do if I won $1.9 billion from the Powerball. Well, look at this. We've got another 7 points. And in this particular case, we get a +1 to strength, we get a +2 to vitality, and a +2 to endurance. So not too shabby. Not too shabby here. That is 5 total added to the 3 that we're really looking for. So let's do our last one right here. Bring it in one last time and enter the circle. Adding our hero again. We can level up by 1. Adding the attunement crystal fortitude. I think we want to do strength and vitality and endurance this one last time. Is that correct? Does anybody have anything to say about that? Grady says, go team! 9A7A says, no power involved without DFK. Remember Raven, not everything, 40% go for entertainment. 40% go for entertainment. Man, I think my entertainment is DFK though. That's part of the thing. I'm spending like 12 to 15 hours a day or more on DFK. I'm streaming for 6 hours, but trust me, the hours that I'm not streaming, I'm also watching y'all's videos. I am participating in y'all's streams. I'm learning a bunch of other stuff. I'm trying to learn Solidity, blockchain contract programming. I'm learning JavaScript. You know, I think most of y'all know I've been programming for years, decades even, but JavaScript and Python have not been my primary programming languages. And of course, Solidity certainly has not been a primary programming language of mine. So I've got to learn, take all of my programming knowledge that I do have and learn the syntax and all this stuff for these new languages. And I do plan to do some of that on stream, because part of what I would love to do on stream is I'd love to help teach new people or even other programmers how to start programming for blockchain and specifically for DFK and interacting on the DFK blockchain. I think it'd be fantastic if we could have like a community effort, like y'all in the community, the viewers out there, be in an effort to build some applications and tools and games for DFK, and then learn how to do that for yourselves as well. I'm not seeing anyone say to not do this right here, strength, vitality, endurance, so we're going to go again one last time. Confirm this on the blockchain, our last level up, thanks to Worm369, wash, rinse, and repeat for each of the levels. Uh-oh, it says transaction failed, but now it looks like we're going anyway. Not sure exactly what that means. Looks like it's still working. Refresh and redo first part. Let's see if this goes through though. I'm gonna complete the ritual. Ah, nope. It's not working. So we're gonna refresh. Enter the circle, add our hero, select our hero, attunement, fortitude, strength, vitality, endurance, and begin. TuneFed said, I had the same thing happen to me. Interesting. I wonder if they did a little mini update or something. Sometimes I come back in the middle of the day or between lunch breaks or something, and I noticed that doing something with DFK wants me to, or sends me back to the, you're logging into the beta account, right? Kind of like I got logged out there for a minute. And it makes me feel like maybe they did a mini update to something. Even like adding this little jewel over here to the left-hand column as an example. I don't remember this coming out on Wednesday. Was this little jewel thing added on their Wednesday release? And I just didn't notice it until yesterday or today? All right, confirm this on the blockchain. We're upgrading from level 3 to level 4. Drum roll, please. Come on, big pluses. No whammies. Oh man, we got whammied a little bit. Not too much. We got a +5, so a little bit below normal. We got +2 vitality, +1 endurance, and +1 strength. So overall, I mean, if you're going to get a small amount of pluses, these are the pluses to have. +2 vitality, +1 strength, +1 endurance. So we end up with a level 4 pirate archer donated from Worm369 with 15 strength, 11 endurance, a green strength on top of that, 17 vitality, and now it's time to send him mining. Very, very nice. So I think what we want to do, it's 58,409. All right, let's go ahead and do a little screenshot. That looks good. And we're going to say, save this as DFK Worm369 hero donation to community wallet. And that was done on 22/11/07. Let's go ahead and pop over here to a Twitter real quick. And what's happening? We're going to say, wow, Worm369 just donated an awesome new mining hero to our live stream, our pound DFK live stream, daily live stream, I guess. We're trying to do marketing stuff, right? I need Grady's marketing skills for this stuff, right? Awesome new mining hero to our DFK daily live stream community wallet. Our very first miner. Thanks so much. And actually, are you in here? Is that you, Sir Worm? That's Siri Worm. What is your... What's your Twitter? Or do you not want to be recognized in that way? Top Shot Worm. Nice. Top Shot Worm. This one right here? think that's it. And then we can do a thing here, and we can do a tick-a-tick-a-ding, tick-a-ding. Screenshots is where we should be. Ah, this one right here. That's it. Wow, Worm369 just donated an awesome new mining hero to our DFK live stream community wallet. Talked about Worm, and then we're just going to do something like pound DeFi Kingdoms. Why is DeFi Kingdoms not trending enough for it automatically to complete out? Guys, y'all need to do more tweeting with our hashtags here. DeFi Kingdoms. Let's also do NFT Gaming. Oh, NFT Gaming ought to be... Hold on a second. Why is that not... Why is it not suggesting things to me? NFT Gaming is one, and also crypto. All right. So I think that's going to be good. Yeah, DFK, we've already got that there. You think mining? You think we need a pound sign in front of mining also? I mean, I'm willing to do it. All right. Let's tweet it. Oh, it's down here. Oh, for some reason it was popping up at the bottom of that. There we go. So if I do NFT Gaming right here, NFT, and there it is. It's all the way down here at the bottom. I shouldn't be adding the picture quite so soon. That's it. So the picture's getting in the way of it. Okay. I feel better about that now. And so if I put in DeFi Kingdoms, start to anyway. Ah, it's not coming up down here. Oh, there it is. Right there, DeFi Kingdoms. All right. Let's go ahead and tweet that out. Woohoo! Very good, guys. Let's get this miner on its way. Thank you so much to Sir Worm. Worm369 here. Let's get him into the professions, into the pickman, crystal mining. Here we go. Miners right here, all day, every day. Sigil is going to be selected, sent, and start that quest. Approximate unlock rate is going to be 1.4. Look at that. Every quest, we're going to get him to do questing twice a day for 1.4 crystal per quest. That's going to be about 2.8 crystal per day just from this one miner. That's going to be a significant increase in our daily gains for our little community wallet then. Congratulations, team, and thank you so much, for such a generous donation here. Very nice to see. Woohoo! So, Worm, if you didn't notice or didn't see earlier, you might have stepped out for a minute. So we ended up not too shabby, right? So we ended up getting it up to level 4, and we ended up with a 15 strength, 11 endurance, and a 17 vitality. Our pluses weren't too great. Our first level from level 1 to level 2, we got a +7 total. Getting up to level 3, we got another +7 total, and getting up to level 4, we got a +5 total. Right? So not great, but every time we were leveling, we were hitting on strength and endurance and vitality quite a bit. So that was pretty nice. Yeah, that turned out to be a nice little hero there. So tomorrow we will check out again how our level up or how our daily gains compare to what we've seen in the past, right? I guess we can come and collect this gardening hero right here. See what it's going to do for us. And it's just about to here. So we got 0.12 crystal and 0.07 jewel, which is what our gardeners are bringing back with the amount that we've got in the gardens and all that kind of stuff. If we were to add more to our liquidity pools, we'd get more value back here. But with a little talk from Sir Worm, it seems like having an additional miner might actually be a little bit better if we were going to be spending money on heroes. But remember, y'all are voting, or at least the way that y'all have been voting so far, is to save up this jewel to be ready to put it into S jewel when Sarandale's jeweler comes out in a couple of weeks. So we ended up getting some crystal, we ended up getting some jewel, we ended up getting some experience, and we also got an extra Shavas rune, which is great because that little level up adventure that we just did brought us all the way down to 1 Shavas rune now in our little baby account. So we don't have a lot left. This, by the way, is the Fortitude, Lesser Fortitude stone that 9A7A won this last weekend, and again generously donated it to us. But again, guys, I'm sure we're all very grateful, me maybe more than anybody else, that y'all are donating back to this little community account. But again, this is supposed to be for fun. It's supposed to be to reward y'all, not to bring into the account so much. So, of course, with a little small account like this, there's not a lot of rewards to give out right now. But my intention and my goal is to give y'all rewards from this, right? So I don't want y'all adding a bunch of stuff in here all the time. We want to be giving things out to you. The 5 is not good, but the 7s are, Worm says. Yes. Yeah. When we did get 5, I think we got 1 strength, 1 endurance, and 2 on vitality. And then 1 on something else. I forget what it was. So we didn't do too bad, but we certainly could have done better. All right. Anything else that we need to do today? I see that it's a little after 6 p.m. I'm ready to grab some dinner. Tomorrow, we are going to keep up with the spreadsheet in the morning, as we always do. We'll see how this little account has done and the little miner. I think I also need to purchase my airline tickets so I can get out to Miami at the end of this month. Going to be buying those airline tickets tonight probably. So Grady, you're probably not caught up yet. I'm probably going to end the stream before the time you get caught up. So when you hear this, I'm sure we'll chat sometime soon, maybe in our little group chat with Mosh and them, and figure out how we're going to do the room stuff. And if, I don't want to pull the trigger yet, but that's something we can talk about in our group chat as far as what room to actually rent and all that kind of stuff. But whatever room we rent, I need a ticket there, so I think I can go ahead and buy that right now. It's going to be a lot of fun at the end of November, 27th, 28th, I guess. For those of you that don't know, there is a Decentral event happening the last couple of days here in November, 20th, 29th, and maybe the 30th. And so that's what some of us are going to in Miami. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of video and trying to do daily streams from that. However, I don't really have equipment to do live streaming away from a computer very well. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think I would like to figure that out. I've got 2 weeks to do it. Maybe I'll look at some new equipment here and we'll see if I can get some kind of live streaming equipment mobile by that time. 97A is asking Disney's in Orlando. Oh, that's right. Disney is in Orlando. I don't really know what's in Miami. I'm only going for the convention that they're having. It's the Decentral convention. I think if you just typed in Decentral Miami, is it that? Or just Decentral without the DE? Miami? Then you'd find a lot of information about it, November 20th through 30th and all that kind of stuff. Speakers, the agenda, the team, and all that kind of good thing. All right. Anyway, guys, I really have had fun with y'all here today. Sir Worm, again, thank you so much for the little donation of our first miner in this little account. I think that is going to start to increase our daily gains, which I think everybody's going to enjoy and be able to do a little bit more. Again, if you are not too familiar with that, we do have a Discord channel set up for voting on how to process the daily gains that we get from that community account. If y'all want to participate in that, just come in here, read what each of these different voting things are about, and vote. Our very last one is about what to do with the daily rewards from the jeweler, C-Jewel, and it looks like right now most people are selecting the letter E to save it as Jewel to get it ready for S-Jeweler when that comes out in a couple of weeks. Y'all can always take away something and put something back. Oops, I didn't really mean to do that. D here. We can always take away something, put it back if you want to, and change your votes on all that kind of stuff. If you want to unvote something and re-vote for something else, you can always do that kind of thing there as well, right? So I don't think I can move those around. No, unfortunately I can't move them around. Okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. We are going to set sail for physical world, not virtual world anymore. And I will see y'all on tomorrow morning's stream on Twitch. We'll do 3 hours tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m. US Central. And then we'll take a little bit of break for lunch. And again, rinse and repeat. 3 hours again on YouTube in the afternoon. Until then, guys, hope y'all have a fantastic rest of your day, whether that is AM or PM. Have a fantastic meridian. I will see y'all soon. Until then, rock out.